For you are bigger. You are bigger. You are bigger. You are bigger.
Welcome back to The Narrative, a show where we talk about the real, raw, and relatable topics that affect you and affect us too, the guests. Today, we're having a very thoughtful conversation about relationships, from love to conflict, from intimacy to healing. And today, my special guest joining me today is no other than Joyce. Welcome, Joyce.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lukundo. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. And how are you doing? It's good to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having
Glad.
me.
We're glad. First and foremost,
Uh,
who is Joyce?
okay, so in a nutshell, Joyce is a gospel recording artist based in Northern Province, Kasama. Um, Mom and dad are pastors, passionate about singing. Yeah, and in singing, worship actually is one of the core things that I do. Um, I'm also a teacher, so apart from singing, a professional teacher. So basically, I think that is what I can say. Oh, by the way, something very important, something that yeah. So I'm also married. I'm very married.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's good. So maybe before we dive into the conversation for today, maybe we'll just try to get a glimpse of who Joyce is from what you've explained.
Uh-huh.
You're based in Kasama. Were you born from here?
Okay, no. So initially, I'm coming from Southern Province. So marriage is what brought me here. So my husband, when my husband married me, he was here, but he's also not from here. But because of work, these issues, so that is how I came to join him. So basically, it's marriage that brought me here
So you okay. For how long have you been in Kasama?
in Kasama, 7 years now.
Can you sum up your experience just like being in Kasama?
Okay, I've been in Kasama. Um, I've they're good people here. They're good people. They're friendly people. I love. I found family. So initially, like I mentioned, I'm initially from Southern Province. So here, I don't really have relatives, so to say. But um, I've come to have friends who have become family to me,
True.
both at church, and church has really helped me, and also my workplace. So I think I've not found it boring to being here because I've literally found family. Yeah, so it has been a great experience. It has been a great experience. Yeah.
I'm so glad for that kind of a conclusion. You
Yes.
being in Kasama. It's interesting being in Kasama. Make a time. Come
Oh,
stay here in Kasama and
we
enjoy. I'm
have the
sure.
Chishimba Falls.
Yeah,
We
true. We
have
have a lot of things that you have to look out for
exactly.
in Kasama. So
Exactly.
hoping to see you too. Come through to Kasama. There are a lot of things that you're going to enjoy. Fast forward, we're diving into our topic. It's really an interesting topic. Like I said, very thoughtful. So don't judge Joyce. Don't judge me too. We are just we're giving our thoughts down here on our conversation. So to start with,
Mm-hmm.
what does a healthy and lasting relationship look like?
Okay, so to me, a healthy and lasting relationship. So we're talking about good communication here. So if you're in a relationship with somebody, definitely there has to be good communication. Okay, so e.g., if I'm traveling to Lusaka and I know to say I'm traveling to Lusaka, say on a Friday, and this is like a Monday, I need to tell my partner well in time to say, okay, buddy, I'm traveling to Lusaka on such and such a day and for A, B, C, D. And like I mentioned, e.g., you're traveling on Friday, right?
Oh yeah.
Thursday evening, you call your friend and tell that person to say, okay, I'm traveling to Lusaka tomorrow. But when you knew about the program before, or you are on the bus, you just call and say, Come on. Come on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there should be good communication. And also there should be, you know, trust. You need to trust your friend. Like, how far have you gone in trusting your friend? Okay. So if somebody calls, am I going to feel insecure? Okay, if say my husband or my boyfriend says hi to a female friend, am I going to feel insecure or what? So there should be those trust issues. Okay, who are you calling? What were you talking about? Who is that one that you shook hands with? You know, such issues. So I think there should be trusts, yeah, between the two of you, such that if somebody is to go somewhere, you know, to say, okay, I know to say my partner isn't going to do anything that is going to, yeah. So we're talking about good communication. We're talking about trust, and also you need to be honest with your friend. I think trust also goes with honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if say I say, okay, this is my colleague. This person has to be my colleague.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not, you know. Yeah. So if I say, okay, this person is my colleague, this person has to be my colleague, and
True.
yeah. So I think there should be honest also. There should be transparency in everything that you do. Not that, yeah, we want, you are not transparent, you are not what. It brings a lot of issues. Maleta kamba kamba, and you know, as a result, if you're not transparent, you're not honest, that is what now comes to bring about, you know, trust issues. Now you get not to trust your friend. So I think basically that's what I can say. Basically.
Okay. Interesting. I'm sure. Just get your pen, get your pen in your book. You need to be taking down what Joyce is saying here. I think talking about a relationship, I'm sure two people are involved here.
We're talking about two people.
Yeah, two people are involved here. Now,
Mm.
how do these people come together? Do you believe in soulmates?
I think so. I think so. I've never really dug deeper, but I think so.
What makes you think so? What's your take on that? Do you?
We've seen lasting relationships.
Okay.
Okay, so not just a relationship, but we're talking about these people that are going out, right? They settle, they settling. We're talking about they get married, right? They have children, bakota na kukota. So I think we can, yeah. I think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, people who would stay in a lasting relationship, they have to be soulmates. Is that your way?
Again, I don't think so. We've seen relationships that have people that have separated, like people who've like ukawayangana awe once, like everywhere. If you see this one, then just know that the other person is close by, like that. But then we've seen such personally, and I guess yeah, a number of people, we've seen some relationships, you know, breaking down. So I think it all goes also with like we're talking about being honest, being a trustworthy person, good communication. Are you a cheater? Oh yes. So I think one just needs to be honest. As long as you have one mind, I think a relationship can work. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Hard to pick. So okay, to maybe first understand, I'm trying to catch a glimpse of how these two people in a relationship are coming to feel in a space where I think they all come with their things. Like this one has got issues, like this one has got issues.
Yes.
So it's basically not soulmates. And then you make yourself soulmates. Or the issue of soulmates, we can put it aside, and then two people just have to make it work out.
I think for me, it's all about mutual understanding and being open with each other. So, like you are saying, people are coming from different backgrounds, right? So, we're talking about, e.g., my upbringing is different from this person's upbringing. Okay.
Mhm.
My experiences also, we're talking about upbringing, we're talking about experiences also, relationships that I've been into also. So when I get into this relationship, I should we should sit down and be open with each other. And also, I think when you also get into a relationship, you need to learn your friend. You need to learn your friend, and like I mentioned, you need to be open with your friend. So meaning that Gatuzangala open with your friends. You need to tell them exactly what you went through in your past relationships, so that maybe if they're able to help you in one way or the other, they can help you.
Yeah.
And also your upbringing. Some people probably have grown up with low self-esteem, so that when they get in a relationship, they feel like probably they are not even beautiful, they are not even handsome. So I think your friend needs to learn all those things so that they can help you, and so that probably where they need to compromise, they can compromise. I think that is how a relationship can work.
Interesting. Interesting. Uh, I think at the base of everything is love. I think after you say somebody coming in with different things, this other comes with this.
Mm.
I think love brings us together as one. Like it can make somebody stay for long,
Yeah.
like together.
Yeah.
As has your definition of love changed over the past years?
Over the past years, I don't think so. So, like I mentioned earlier on, people still settle. So, if people still settle, so it simply means that they still love. People still grow old together. So, if people still grow old together, so I think they still love. So, I can't say that the definition of love has changed. No, the love is still there. Everybody um wants to be loved, and everybody wants to love. That is how God has made us. So yes, love has not changed. The definition of love has not changed. Everyone wants to feel cared for. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Diving into something differently now.
Okay.
I feel there's so much chaos in dating around this world. This time around, like so much chaos in dating. This one says this one says that.
Mm.
We're diving into that now.
Okay.
How is your experience
Mhm.
in dating, and what's your advice out there to people dating now? And basically, you give us your personal experience to like dating,
Okay.
then give us your own understanding. How you understand people can date this time around.
Okay. So probably let me talk about my husband, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with my husband, we started off as, by the way, we met on Facebook.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yes, so my husband and I met on Facebook, but of course, before that, he saw me somewhere, and then I can say, coincidentally, yeah, we met on Facebook. Yeah, and then anyway, here we are, 7 years in marriage now. So I think for me, when we talked about you trusting a friend, right? Like you need to trust your friend, you need to be honest. We're talking also about good communication. What I'm driving to is, um, I've heard a lot of people say, it's difficult to be in a distant relationship. I know it can't work. Ah, wait, nay, nay, nay. Everyone back here. Ah, no, me, I can't manage. What can't you manage? Okay, so my husband and I, we dated like for 3 to 4 years, and it was always distance. Like the whole time we dated, it was
Like
always.
that's you dating, doing coach again, or just like you dated for
Was it even dated? I don't know. It was actually both, I think,
Okay.
because for him it was when he just met me, it was he was like, okay, I want to marry you. So
So intentional.
yes, so yes. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, so we were in this 3 to 4 years relationship, and then he was in this faraway town. For those of us that know Southern Province, I was in Kalomo, he was in Osaka. Later on, he moved to Chipata. So now you're talking about this distance, and then later on, he came to Kasama. So we're talking about this distance. The whole 3 to 4 years until we got married. Yeah. So in this relationship, what were we doing? It's all about you trusting a friend. I think when you are dating, trust is very, very important. Like, okay, was I worrying like, okay, now he's uko kwa mnebadi uko to my girl zip, to my what? You know how it is like
Yeah.
when you are in a relationship. Okay, he hasn't called you for a day. Like, so how do you go about it? Like, okay, he hasn't called you for a day. Do you start anticipating to say, okay, he's with somebody else, or maybe she is with somebody else, or what? So for you talking about my experiences, for me, it's all about trusting the other person. Like, okay, I know to say he's not going to do it. I know to say it's only he is seeing. Yeah. So I think we're just talking about trust issues here, good communication. So earlier on, I mentioned about traveling. Come on, somebody, you've not even told your friend to say you are traveling, and then maybe vela bit now. Put that out. We saw her in Lusaka. We saw her. Did you travel? You get the point.
Create a
So
lot of trust issues.
exactly, exactly. So there should be good communication. There should be trust, and I think that's how a relationship can work out. Not kungo bisidila vintu. Ah, yeah, and then you're going to have issues. And then you're going
Okay.
to have issues.
All right. Joyce, do you feel people date like with right intentions to say? Like, let me say today. Do you think people still date with clear intentions or right intentions to say?
That's a very good question. I think people, some people, let me just say some people, not everyone, of course. Let me say some people did for different reasons. Yeah. We've seen people dating probably 3 guys. Atuiwa malaiti, uwa fiwe, you are here. Yes, you get it. For men, I'm not too sure because I've also heard men dating like, so I don't know for what reasons.
Okay.
But I guess also for some men, definitely, probably they may date because of money. Yeah, probably follow this girl up because of money. Follow that one up. Maybe have 3, 4 relationships because of money or because of whatever reasons. So people date. I think people date for various reasons, but we're talking about love. At the end of the day, for me, I believe one should date because of love and not because probably they want to just benefit from that person and then disappear.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are agreeing people. Some people date with
That
clear intentions.
with clear intentions.
Okay.
So if e.g. you okay, so why should somebody date? It's because probably they love that person, right? Which is the first thing. They love that person. They're attracted to that person.
Okay.
And if they're dating that person, the other reason should be they want to settle with that person. You just can't date that person, play around with them, and then it simply means that you don't love them. Yeah. So if you are to date somebody, definitely it has to lead to settlement. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Learning from your experience.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, coming from you said you met on Facebook, right?
Oh yeah, on Facebook.
It's interesting. I'm sure
Yeah.
he was dating with clear intentions. Because then he made it clear at first that he wanted to get you.
Yes. So before he met me on Facebook,
Okay.
like I mentioned earlier, I'm a gospel singer. So I was singing somewhere and he was in the audience. So when he just saw me on stage, he went like, okay, these are ladies to marry. He just thought his phrase like, okay, these are ladies to marry. they talked a bit about me. And remember, I didn't know him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just went there to sing, and then after that, I went home. But then later on, I think after 2 years or so, that is how we bumped into each other on Facebook. And like I mentioned, I didn't know him. So later on, after we started chatting, that is how he just got to introduce himself. Like, okay, yeah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Okay, we've I think with that experience, uh I believe there are some things that we ignore in relationships
Mm-hmm.
that we can call red flags
Oh, yeah.
and green flags at some point.
Yeah.
So what are some of the red flags that you ignored, but now are important that somebody else should not ignore them? If at all they are to
Hmm.
come across such red flags.
Okay, so I think for me, I wouldn't red flags. I think for me, a red flag is just a no. Yeah, I think for me, a red flag is just a no. So I'm talking about my past relationships. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So where probably you get in a relationship with somebody and then you realize, okay, I think this person, we're still talking about the same things. This person is not honest enough. This person is probably has bad communication and just some other we're talking about people cheating. That is it. And also there are people who are very possessive. Like when I mean possessive, I mean they just want you for themselves and not with other people. You know what I mean? So if say I stay here in Kasama, right? So if I'm going to go into town, I need to tell this person to say, okay, hindi afyepa town ni nalaisa. Of course, communication is very important. But I mean, this person has to calculate minutes for you. Okay, into town, it's 5 minutes. What are you going to buy? Bread. Okay, bread. 1 minute. Okay, 5 minutes, you have to be home. So it simply means that altogether, okay, say 10 minutes, depending on what you're doing here. And then immediately it is 10 minutes that person calls you. I think that is a very big, because I feel okay, if this person is too possessive at some point, I think those are the things that even lead to um people killing each other and sorts of the things, because they just want you to themselves. They don't even want you probably to even have a phone. They don't want you to be on social media. You know, I think earlier I talked about you even talking to people. They don't want to see you just socializing with people. That becomes, yeah. So we're talking about people who are too possessive, people who are too jealous. It's okay to be jealous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think to some extent. Yeah, just to some extent. I think so. That is what I can say.
Okay.
That is what I can say.
I think women.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the times they tell each other, especially when a guy approaches a lady.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure this time around, it's I think the yes comes much from friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you have to ask a friend, "Hmm, this guy is this guy okay? Hey, is this guy what? Can you know such conversations that come in, especially when somebody meets a new person
Mm-hmm.
that they want to first like open it up to their friends
Mm-hmm.
for them to agree either this person is okay or is
Oh my
not. You get what I mean?
God.
So like in that sense, I think we leave out some green flags that were supposed to like take note. So what are some
Exactly.
of the green flags that people should really take note,
Uh-huh.
especially when they meet somebody and they're aiming to maybe enter into a relationship or something?
And
What are
okay,
some of the green flags?
green
Because
flags.
you already attached to.
So if for me, if you're getting to know a person and probably you like them, um, look at their ability. Look at their ability. What I mean by this is the way I am like today is not the way I'm going to be tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So you meet this guy probably and anachapenda sapato imozi, and like you are saying, which that I introduced to your friends. First wazangana belts. Wazangana vovala first, and then they go like, boy, Marty. And then probably maybe you look flashy and all that. But what I'm trying to say is look at the ability of a person. is this person able to do better? Is this person able, okay, apamanja, but this person is not working, but is this person able to do better in the future? Is this person open-minded? You get the point. Yeah, so I think those are the green flags when you look at the ability of a person, and also, like I mentioned, good communication. Yeah, good communication. This is this person a trustworthy person, and those are the basic things that we talked about.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk about relationship standards.
Okay,
Have your standards changed
okay.
over some past time? Let me just say past time. Has your relationship standards changed, and why? And if not, still why?
Okay, so we're talking about relationships nowadays, right? If relationship standards have changed. Um, I don't think so. I think love doesn't change. So, okay, why should one get in a relationship? It's all because of love, right? So, I think relationship standards, for me, I feel relationship standards haven't changed. Just that people get in relationships for different reasons. And sometimes it is difficult to know why this person is in this relationship. Like I mentioned, some people, they just want to go, harvest and then disappear. Yeah, like that. So I think for me, relationship standards haven't changed.
Okay.
Yeah,
This basically just like the relationship, they're just being the same.
they've just been the same.
Okay.
There are always people who cheat. There are always people who are honest. So yeah. Yeah, some relationships have worked out, some relationships have not worked out. Yeah.
Okay. Compatibility versus chemistry.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
I
Yes,
think it's how do you like? Can you still have a good chemistry, but still not work out with someone?
I think so. I think so. I'm saying so because I think I've seen such relationships fail where people, like, they are really, really compatible with each other, but then things have not just worked out for different reasons,
Okay.
and some of which can be external. E.g., sometimes um, relatives, yeah, they also play a role, especially if they say, yeah, you can't marry this person, Gina pita party, na party, yeah, external. So, and sometimes, like we have mentioned, people are in good chemistry, but probably the other one, maybe akongola maningi, akonda maningi ndalama, you get the point, like, I know that you are not working, and then I'm there, like, I want you to buy me hair. I want you to buy me this. I want you to do this to me. You get the point. So, yeah. So I can say some relationships have worked out, some relationships have not worked out.
Okay. So like to you, what really matters? Chemistry or compatibility?
Hmm, I think, no, both. Both.
Are you sure it's both?
I think so. I'm saying so because compatibility, it simply means that probably you have the same similar hobbies. Like if it is swimming, both of you like swimming. Okay, most of the things you need to like most of the things together, right? And then what is the other term that you used again?
Like the chemistry.
Chemistry. You come on. Come on, you just need to. Okay, yeah, I've heard people say, especially some people that have settled, they would go like, okay, for me, I didn't like him, I didn't love him, but and sometimes actually people will force you to probably marry this person or court this person because, okay, maybe I'm Nandalama, and then probably this person is not good looking, and then you don't like them because they're not good looking, and then they'll go like, ah, wait, uzaka mkonda, just marry, look at the manners, the what, you get the point. So for me, I feel, okay, you get married to this person, you settle with this person, will you continue loving this person. Of course, I've heard some people say, okay, yeah, after a while, some people have fallen in love, but some people, it hasn't worked. But then, okay, if people are telling you to say, okay, uzaka mukonda kuntangu, what is the guarantee that you're going to fall in love with that person and not cheat on them? You're getting the point. So yeah, I think both are supposed to, they're supposed to be twins. They're supposed to move together.
Okay.
There should be love and there should be compatibility.
Okay, here is, so you ladies, here is a lady.
Okay.
I've got standards. They
Mhm.
say I've
Mhm.
got standards. I
Mhm.
know what kind of a man I want,
Mhm.
and yeah, I know what kind of a man I'm supposed to be attracted to.
Mm.
What's working there? Compatibility or chemistry? What's this lady trying to look into? Because I think searching for that
Mm.
match,
Mm.
I think to our ladies, I think they grow old
Mm.
trying to look for somebody
Mm.
who's of their standard.
Mm.
What do you think they should aim for? Compatibility or chemistry or both?
For me, I will still go for both. So, like you are saying, I don't know for men, but as ladies, as we are growing up, kumankala, wankala na, okay, you want to marry an ABCD person, like maybe you want to marry a manager. Okay, you want to marry a white person. Yeah, you want to marry somebody who is light like this, somebody who is tall like this, somebody who is, we have those standards. Most of us ladies, we grow up having those things in our minds, yeah. Like, and then um these guys come. Remember, I was talking about ability. These guys come, say, e.g., college. You are in college, and then there are all these men around you. They are coming, and then you go like, I can't go with you. Come on, we're in the same class here. But then you are forgetting to say that that person won't be where they are right now. One day they're going to be in employment and they're going to do better. Okay, so that level passes. You go to this other level now where okay, now you're done with college, okay, and then imagine you get and say you start working, and then kuja, now there are few that are there. So now what do you do again? You start compromising.
Oh yeah.
But some people, they'll still not compromise. Like, okay, I want somebody who drives. Yeah, I want somebody who is this, somebody who is that. And then if you become too rigid, you find that all the men are taken now. You've just remained with yeah, I want patience. So
Oh yeah. Like after so many years waiting for
yes,
soulmate.
exactly. When your soulmate just passed, you said no to that person.
Oh yeah.
And then after that person now settled and they are doing fine and and then you now look back and say, uja muntu uja. Or maybe people start telling you, uja muntu uja mineze kufuna uja. Olo uja muntu amina una dumping for another money. Okay, it's not funny, but yes, such do happen. So yeah.
Have you have you ever had to walk away from someone you were attracted to?
Yes, a number of times.
Why?
Red
Like
flags.
you're attracted to these people.
Red flags.
Like you go to see red flags afterwards, you are attracted or
Yes. For some, I thought probably they would change, but then they never changed. So I said no. And for others, I only got to know after I got in those relationships. I said no, this I can't deal. I think there are things that one can deal with and things that one can't just deal with.
okay.
Mm.
Interesting.
E.g., somebody, umuntu angena relationship, right? And then this person tells them to say, no, ine ndini mwana wava MP, chinapita patinapati, kanzi yawe mwanzi. Your parents are just teachers, ngatini kuti uko. You get the point.
Oh, yeah.
And then this person just gets to learn. Nishungo kama na mazina. And then this person just gets to learn to say, okay, that is not who you are. So I feel, for me, if I got to know some red flags, I just put a full stop. Yeah, I just put a full stop.
Okay. Maybe diving back to communication.
Mm.
Yeah. I want to find out
Okay.
if at all we have to express or be it, or I don't know, but it's about communication.
Mm-hmm.
So I've talking about your relationship, your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
What has it taught you, like, when it comes to communication? What are some of the things that you've learned that are critical when we talk about communication?
Okay, so in my marriage, I'm an introvert person. Um, I'm actually in between.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually in between. So I'm in between introvert, extrovert person. So I'm one kind of a person who doesn't freely come out because I'm afraid to hurt the other person. Like, okay, if I come out like this, how is this person going to feel? That is how I feel. I think that is how most of us introverts feel. Like you put the other person's feelings before you.
Right.
Yes. But then in my marriage or relationship, I've learned that you don't need to live like that. You need to be open with your friend. E.g., if your friend does something wrong in a good way, of course, not screaming, hey, this thing was here. Why did you put it here? Blah, 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 blah. But in a good way, sit down with your person and talk to them. I think if you are to talk to them in a good way and your partner is reasonable, I think it wouldn't bring issues. So, yeah, for me, I've learned to communicate with my
Okay.
partner.
That's interesting. A big shout out to Kiki's Creations. They are actually, this is where we are. This is Kiki's. So you guys make a time, come through to Kiki's. They offer good services, and I think it's the best place so far. Do you agree, Joyce?
So much, so much, so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much for agreeing with me. Anyway, let's get back to I think emotional vulnerability.
Mm,
I think people, when it comes to communication,
mm,
I think emotional vulnerability is something that you can't put aside,
mm,
because I think when somebody feels vulnerable
mm.
emotionally, that's when they
They
have
just blast
communication.
out, right? They
That's when
just
they have
blast
communication.
out.
So have you, maybe to get your experience, have you ever struggled with emotional vulnerability, and how did you escape such a phase?
um, okay, so for me, probably I can talk about not really in a relationship, really, um, but maybe what is that term again? Forgotten that term. Ah, okay. So, oh my goodness, I've forgotten that term. Okay, where you get in a relationship and then you split. What is that term?
But when you're getting a relationship
And
and
then
then
split.
is there such a thing true?
Mm.
You split it into how many? Or into what?
Hmm. You split, like you're in a relationship, but then you split.
Like you are into and then you're no longer together.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah, yeah, well,
Fair point.
anyway, whatever the case.
Okay.
So, so where when I was in this situation, I was so, oh yeah, heartbroken.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. I know, right?
a big shout out to Joyce.
I know, right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, a heartbreak. So for me, I remember, you know, where you love this person so much and then you're just heartbroken. I was heartbroken. I think that was my first time facing such a thing. But how did I handle it? It was difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really difficult. And I guess healing doesn't come immediately. It's like you have a wound. Yeah. It won't heal like there and then.
Okay.
It will take some time, and you need to, depending on how you take care of it, it will either heal faster or it will take long. So for me, when I was going through such, I was in a mess. When I mean a mess, I really mean a mess, because I reached a point where I got so depressed, um, where I had to go to the hospital because I didn't know really what was wrong with me.
Really?
Yeah,
It was that serious?
it was that serious.
Okay.
Like I didn't know what was wrong with me. And at the hospital, after they did all the checkups, I was just okay. Everything was just okay, up until later on, somebody told me to say, Joyce, I think it's because of A, B, C, D. So, yeah, so I had to be with people around, friends around who knew what was happening, of course. So they talked in my life. They encouraged me. Um, I found myself, especially also at church, work, of course. Um, and then, like I mentioned, singing is my thing. So I got so involved also in singing and just doing quite a number of things that I love doing. Yeah, so I think that is how I overcame it. That is how I overcame it. So for somebody going through such, I think friends are also important. Friends are also important because they get to keep you busy, they get to keep your mind busy, they get to speak positive things in your life. Like, okay, girl, this is not the end of life. Like, come on, there are a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of fish out there, and probably better fish out there. So, and but I think what I've realized is when you are going through such, come on, monga, monga suza kapeza kwa muntu uliwonse, like that person. You get the point. Like, okay, this is the end of
The end of everything,
everything.
just
You get the point. But God has a special somebody for everybody. Yeah. So yeah, that is what happened with me.
okay.
That is, and yeah, trust me. Um, I've met a better person, whom I've settled with, somebody who so much cares for me. We've never had issues, and here we are today. Yeah.
Okay. So, uh, from your experience,
Mm-hmm.
here is somebody who's going through a heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, feeling so emotionally vulnerable, and then
Mm-hmm.
they maybe what they choose to do is maybe go out to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm maybe going out clubbing
Mm-hmm.
because then I want to easy myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a right way of escaping a heartbreak? Or what are some of the things that somebody can do away from what you did? Talking
Okay.
about your experience,
Yeah.
what can somebody do when they're facing such phases in life? Because then we've had a lot of serious issues where somebody kills themselves
Mm-hmm.
because of a heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a relationship with this guy, he left me,
Yeah.
and then they kill themselves at the end.
A relationship is all about investment. That's what I think. It's all about investment. I've seen people who get in this relationship, take their girlfriends or their whatever, their partners to school.
Wow.
And then things just don't work out. Maybe that person basanga bandikulia, then mapondo kafie, like that. And like you are saying, other people have resorted to committing suicide because I think they're also looking at investments. And in investments, we're also talking about time. Like, okay, I've been with this person for this long, and then, you know. So how can they work around it? I think like I had mentioned, one just needs to understand to say, come on, that person is not the only person. If it is a lady, it is not the only beautiful lady in this world. There are a lot. If you're talking about time, come on, you're going to find another person. You're going to find another person, probably better than the person that you found. Yeah.
Right. Good. It's okay. Uh, it's not a solution committing suicide.
No,
So
no.
if you feel you are in a heartbreak, you're passing through hard time, talk to friends. Take chill out. Come to Kiki's and take you know
Yeah.
that phase away
Yeah.
so that you don't.
Church also helps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Church also helps. Go to church, pray as well. It helps. Listen to some good music. It helps.
At least
Mm.
to make your heart at peace
Yeah.
after going through a heartbreak. Let's have a honest conversation.
Okay.
I'm saying honest
Yeah.
because now we're talking we're going to talk about how women experience I think intimacy and expectations.
Okay.
Yeah. Dealt with in a relationship. I
Uh-huh.
would say so. Uh so coming from a women's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
like so much I think women go much with social expectations,
Mm-hmm.
like what everybody expects. It's
Mm-hmm.
like they have likes and dislikes,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel social expectations are bad or good?
Okay.
Because then it's open.
So.
Somebody meets you. Sorry to cut you short.
Mhm.
Somebody meets you, right? I
Mhm.
meet you today,
Mhm.
and then I'm expecting something
Mm.
like that somebody expected somewhere else. Are those social expectations good or
So,
bad?
so let's hit the nail right on its head. We're talking about sex here, right?
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about sex. So let me say, men are attracted by what they see, and that's why ladies, I think ladies putting a lot, especially when it comes to their dressing and the like. Of course, some people go to extremes where they walk almost naked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they know to say men are attracted. It's sight, and for the ladies, it is the touch. Yeah. So now, when it comes to intimacy, usually for women, we don't actually think about sex. It is the men that think about sex. And this is what drives women to give sex to the guys. Because for guys or for men, sex is like food. So it simply means that you can't starve your man.
Okay.
Right? It simply means that you can't starve your man. Now, when we talk about when we talk about sex, okay, so if I'm to go in the Bible says um men should love, right? And then women should submit. So if you show me love, I'm going to submit. So here is a man. He gives me money. He gives me, what is he giving me? He gives me money.
It's giving you everything.
He's giving
Men
me
give
everything. Okay, he's
True.
literally giving me everything. And then all of a sudden he asks for sex. It would be difficult for a woman to say no. But it is very, very important, like, okay, as you get in a relationship, to set boundaries, to say, okay, tizapelelapa in a relationship, tizapelelapa. So for me, like I had earlier on mentioned, usually sex is for the men. For the ladies, we just give. We just give because we have been shown.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. What do you wish like more men understood about intimacy and sex? Maybe to your side. I don't know. Do you feel women are understood when it comes to sex and intimacy?
That is in terms of what? Just.
Uh, okay. Men have got what they think is like you have said the main thing about sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think he is a man who would come like, I don't think about sex.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not here for sex. I'm
Yes.
trying to tell you I'm not here for sex.
Yes.
I'm just like having
Yes.
clear intention
Yes, there are men like that.
towards. Yeah, true.
Yes.
So, what do you wish like more men understood about intimacy and love when it comes to a woman's perspective, like your perspective? You feel like some men don't understand something when we talk about intimacy and sex, or
I think for us, what we desire more in a relationship is love. Show me love. Just show me love. That is it. But I think, like I had mentioned, for men it's sex.
Oh, yeah.
For men it's sex. So show me love. So for women, we desire love. We desire to be loved. We desire to be understood. We desire to be cared for. We desire to be treated. Treat me like a baby. Treat me like an egg. That is what we desire. But then usually you find that, okay, he's done this for me, so I need to pay him back with this. That is what happens.
Okay.
That is what happens.
And why do ladies feel like sex is like paying back to what a guy has done?
Insecurity issues. Like,
Who
okay,
creates such insecurities? Ladies have such insecurities.
like, okay,
no.
if I don't give him sex, probably he's going to get it elsewhere. Okay,
Okay.
if I don't give him sex, definitely he's going to get it. Not definitely, but probably he's going to get it somewhere. Okay, if he's asked me, then okay, he desires that I sleep with him, and then yeah. So I think that that is where insecurities are, and also there are issues of background. E.g., if this person is coming from this relationship where they were having it, and then you come to me, and then I go like, and then I also have those insecurities like, okay, in the past relationship he was sleeping with, so if I don't do it, maybe he may leave me. You get the point. So yeah.
Okay. Not bad. Uh, okay. Here is someone. These two have met. They are in a relationship, and then now they are talking about probably. I think they're having a sexual conversation, right?
Okay.
They're trying to catch vibes from each other,
Mhm.
like what this one has experienced and what this other one has experienced. I think to men,
Okay, so you're talking about people that are dating.
these people, okay, yeah. Let's talk about dating first.
Okay, so now
Maybe flashing it back to
now
dating.
listen. Okay, I don't know where you're going.
Okay.
So I'm in a relationship with this person, right? And then now I start telling them to say, I've slept with A, B, C, D. It was like A, B, C, D. How are you going to feel about it? Yeah, so
Okay.
I think it's not really healthy to talk about your sexual whatever experiences. Okay, if maybe if we talk about rape and such, yeah, maybe you can open up to your friend. But not that it. Guys wamneneze na yeve uja. Once he was, how is the other person going to feel about
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because basically, such a questions that arise where somebody asks the other partner, like, how many men have you slept with?
Okay.
And then she goes and says 5.
And
Yeah.
now imagine what will go through his head, like, okay, 5, so out of 5. Oh my goodness, this girl is experienced.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know how does, because then I think emotional connection is important.
Yeah, it
When we
is.
talk about intimacy and sex.
Yeah.
And some people don't see that the
Yeah.
value of the emotional connections that has to be there between this person and that other person. So to what you're saying is such conversation should never be held in a relationship.
No, I feel probably asking your partner like, okay, have you been in a relationship? Yes. How many relationships? This person says, okay, what happened? A B C D A B C D. This person explains. Okay, have you ever slept with anybody? I think if the question comes in like that, I think it won't raise a lot of questions. Now, an issue where you say, no, I've actually slept with 5 people. If this person had interest in you, most people would just say, "Oh, 5. And then probably this person has probably slept maybe with 1% or none. And then they'll go, I think most people, I'm not saying everybody can do that, but I think most people can just say. So I think you don't really have to get into details as long as you just give your person basics. Yeah. Talk about basics.
Okay.
Have you been in a relationship? Yes. How many relationships? They say, what happened? Yes. A, B, C, D. Okay. Have you slept with anybody? Yes. Or no? Yes.
Okay. Not bad. Again, not
Okay.
bad. Not bad. Because I think such kind of conversations don't fare much well with most men.
Mm.
Because I think like a man getting to know that my lady has actually I think that wouldn't fare like so much well with the men. Yeah, but then unlike women finding out this man has slept with these women,
Oh yeah.
I don't think
No, no.
that gives much.
Yeah, of an issue.
Okay. So I feel ladies can know. What's your best advice now to ladies
Okay. In terms of what?
in terms of sex? How many men they sleep with?
How many men can one sleep with?
Not really one can sleep with.
Uh-huh.
How many men women sleep with? Because then here is a woman in a relationship. She's in a relationship, but then sleeping out with other men too.
Ah, yeah. But it's also both ways.
It's both ways.
Sometimes.
It's both ways, ma'am. Trying to.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, you
Sometimes.
give advice to the ladies out there.
Okay.
I think vice versa. I'll tell the men to stop. But you are give the ladies first the advice. I think ladies go first.
Ah, okay. So for the women, for me, I would say abstinence iliche. you don't you don't lose anything. You don't lose anything.
Abstain, guys. Abstain.
Abstinence iliche. You don't get to lose anything. So imagine this one drills you, the other one drills you, the other one drills you. Nje vija vako vadzoke ngati wankala na heartbreak when once. So abstinence, for me, one word, abstinence.
Okay.
Yeah,
Men abstain too.
exactly.
Goes vice versa. So
Exactly.
let's men. Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to point out who is the issue with men and women because I think we are all included. This thing is affecting all of us. So let's abstain. Abstain. I think abstinence is the key.
Yeah, abstinence is the key. Abstinence is the key. You get married, you do it. You do it. You get married, you get to do it however you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so much we can talk about sex and intimacy. It's a very interesting conversation, and there's so much questions can arise from sex and intimacy. But then I think we'll leave it there. Abstain. When you abstain, we'll have no issues talk about sex. So let's talk about love's role in shaping identity and growth.
Okay.
Yeah, in a relationship. We'll keep narrowing down to a relationship because then we want to get
Okay.
views of both the men and the women and how they are going to create like a very good ecosystem where they can all live with love and then no conflicts and such. Yeah, so maybe talk about love. Like what's one relationship that taught you more about love? And after it taught you more about love, it also taught you more about yourself.
Hmm, okay. My husband.
Okay, Justin. I'm clapping for him. He's a good man. Okay.
Yeah, so my husband. So he found me in a space where I was I was just healing. I was just healing from how do I put it? I think I was healing from a relationship which was I talked about being possessive, right? Yeah, I was healing from a relationship which was too possessive, like this man was too possessive of me. But then my husband got to show me a different kind of love, which I thought probably I've never experienced. He is the best. He is the best way love is concerned. He is the
Okay.
best way love is concerned. So I'm into music. I've seen my husband going float out, like sometimes literally forgetting about his needs, just to make sure that my music journey goes well. He is this selfless person. Um, he's been so supportive, like very, very supportive where my music is concerned. And not just my music, but also other things. Like he would be supportive if I tell him to say, okay, babe, I'm thinking of doing A, B, C, D. He would be there as long as it is a good thing. He would be there. So he's been there for me. It's been there for me. He's one kind of a person, like I mentioned, selfless. Um, he's just a good guy. He's just
True.
a good guy. Yeah,
That's
he's
good.
just a good guy. Yeah.
Okay, maybe talking about healing.
Uh-huh.
I heard you mention you were healing when you actually met.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe talking about healing, does healing take place while you are in a relationship? Or, okay, wait, let me ask it this way. Coming back from a heartbreak,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yes, you are in a relationship with somebody and then you're no longer together.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in a healing process.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, like, how long does it take for someone to heal? And do
Okay.
you heal while you get into another relationship?
Okay. So healing, I think there isn't any specific time. I can't say one can heal. And depending on how deep one was in a relationship, I feel it determines how you're going to heal. If you're going, it depends whether you're going to heal faster or it's going to take long. Now, coming to your question, is it advisable to get in a relationship while you are healing? It is not advisable. It is
What?
not.
What? What? What if the same relationship is helping you heal?
It is not advisable, but like I mentioned, yeah, I'm a victim of that. And I think I've also seen some people get into relationships out of that. So, e.g., I'm coming from this relationship who I'm just crying. Maybe I'm at work. You are also my colleague, Shani. You are coming there. No, no, it will be fine. You know, some men, what? The more we're spending time together, um um the more you spend time with somebody, you get attracted to that person. Even if you didn't like them,
Oh, yeah.
you get attracted to that person. So you find that in the end you may get into another wrong relationship, another bad relationship, another heartbreak. So it's important that you chill, you just chill, you have a free mind, and then you now get into a relationship. Otherwise, it's not really advisable. It's not really
Okay.
advisable. So for me, I was actually healing the time that but still I'm saying you need to completely heal before you get in the birth. But for me, I was actually healing at the time that my husband showed up. I was actually healing. Yeah.
So you entered the relationship when you were in the process of healing.
Yeah, we can say that.
Okay. So here's like um a lady says,
Uh-huh.
I think I'm healing. So can you try to wait for me after you and then we continue? Or we start our relationship. What's your take on that? Do you think a man can wait till she heals?
If it is true love. But then again, what is the guarantee that this whole time you're going to wait for me, I'll still have those feelings for you? So, come on, let us just heal, and then get in a relationship. Heal and then get in a relationship. I think that is the advice that I would give somebody: heal and then get in a relationship. Some people also get in relationships, just forget about the other person. Like, okay, uh, let me just get away, like, from this person. So they'll just quickly jump into this other relationship with, they won't even love this person, but just because they want to fast forward, forget this person, they'll just get into this relationship, which won't, most times it doesn't even work, because you are there for wrong reasons. You just want to use this person so that we vale goja una goja. So yeah.
Okay. I feel women have stopped working much on themselves, on their own themselves. Let me
Okay.
say.
Yeah, why do we say so?
Yeah, why I say so is is this. I'm putting you in a scenario where here is a lady. I think she's not dating.
Okay.
Yes, she's not dating. She is having what we talked about. She's got standards of
Uh-huh.
the type of men that she wants to get.
Mm-hmm.
So here is somebody who comes to her, and she says,
Mm-hmm.
I'm healing.
Mm.
She says I'm healing,
Mm.
and okay, I like you, but can you wait for me to heal? Give me that time to heal. And then during this time that she's healing,
Mm. She meets somebody.
this guy, not the lady, this guy gets to meet someone else.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
And then they go for that person.
Mm.
This lady who says, wait for me, I'm still healing, I think will have so much bad words to say about the guy.
Mm.
Who's bad? Who's bad between the two?
Between the two? Oh my goodness.
The
Okay, that's
person who's telling
interesting.
the other to wait, or
The person who has moved
who
on.
has moved on?
Um,
Is simply moving on.
oh my goodness. Who is bad between the two? Oh, okay, that's quite an interesting question. But probably I would probably ask if there was duration, first of all, given in this relationship. We can still call it a relationship, right? So okay, so did this lady saying, okay, you have to wait for me for this particular duration? So if then she says that you have to wait for me for this particular duration, what is the guarantee that she'll still be okay during that time? And then as this person is waiting, definitely you are in communication, right? You are in communication. Um, so probably this person saw maybe some red flags, yeah, and then probably decided to move on to another person. But then you just can't move on because you are not like officially in a relationship. You are just, wait, is there even such a thing anyway? Like like you are just waiting on this person, but definitely you are going to be corresponding. You're going to be so I think there should be a number of factors why, e.g., this person should move to this other person. And so if you were to ask me who is bad between the two, I think I wouldn't really pinpoint like, okay, maybe the man is bad or maybe the lady is bad, because there should be factors. Or maybe you just left it open and said, okay, wait for me until I'm healed. And then now you have to wait for me forever and ever. You get the point. So I wouldn't really say maybe a lady is bad or the man is bad. Yeah, to that effect.
Okay. Interesting. Let's touch final reflections now.
Okay.
What I think there are myths, like real people say things about relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm calling them myths because they might be true or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what are some of the things or sayings in
Mm-hmm.
relationships that you feel are not right?
I'm not right. What are those? Things like I mentioned, I think earlier. um, things like distant relationship can't work.
Okay.
I feel distant relationship can work. It has worked for me, and not just me. I think quite a number of people. What other things? For now, I just have that in mind. For now, I just have that in mind. Yeah, for now, I just have that in mind. Like all men are the same, all women are the same. No, 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 no. We're different. We're different. So if somebody cheated on you, come on, it's not everybody who cheats. If somebody wasn't a trustworthy person, it's not everybody who is like that. So yeah, let's be positive. Let's just be positive.
And uh, here's a saying.
Uh-huh.
Ati mwana kashuhunwa walwa
Uh-huh.
can make a good wife.
Okay.
True or false?
Wow. woman akasho drinking beer.
Yes. Like
Can't make
a
it
lady who
good. Why?
drinks beer or who takes whatever liquor, because there are so many bottles now. So somebody who drinks, a lady who drinks, people say a lady who drinks can make a good wife.
Okay.
Is that true?
Um, okay, I don't know which point you're coming from, but um, I'll talk about Christian experience. So definitely, as Christians, we are not supposed to indulge ourselves into such. So I wouldn't really give a clear answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get your point.
Mm.
Okay, we won't dive much into
All right. Thank
into
you.
that saying.
Thank you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I feel what you mean.
Mm.
Okay, but talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a relationship.
Uh-huh.
Here's a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
They are in a relationship
Mm-hmm.
and they go out drinking together,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's a night that the
Mm-hmm.
man is not going to make it go out, but the
Okay.
woman, like the lady, wants to go out.
Uh-huh.
Like, what's your take on that?
Okay. So I'm going to say something which I have personally seen, not even like far, but one of my odd colleagues where they they met in a nightclub, right? So the the lady wasn't a heavy drinker than the man, but then later on they decided to settle, and yes, they settled. Um, because the husband was a heavy drinker, definitely the wife had to become one as well. And then in the end, she became more than the husband. She wanted to party more, she wanted to go out more, and then that caused a lot of issues in their marriage, such that they had to separate. Eventually they divorced. So what was your question again? Sorry, I've lost the line of thoughts.
Okay,
Apologies.
so I was trying to catch a thought from you.
Uh-huh.
Over a scenario where I said like two people
Uh-huh.
are together and they
Uh-huh.
drink together,
Uh-huh.
they probably go out together,
Uh-huh.
and here's a time when a man is
Mhm.
not going to make it. Okay, either of the two, a man is not going to make it to
Mhm.
go out, but a lady still wants to go out. Like,
Uh-huh.
what's your take when we talk about a relationship
Mhm.
and having outings such way where a lady goes alone?
Okay. And the woman. Okay, so probably in my case, let's remove the issue of beer drinking, right? We just talk about going out.
Okay, we
Yeah.
can
Yeah, we
leave it that
narrow
way.
it that
Sure.
way. Yeah. So say we usually go out, and then on this particular day, I want to go out, and then my partner doesn't want to go out. How am I supposed to handle that? I think it all goes with trust. And it's not all the time that one needs to be with their partner.
True.
You need time to be with the guys sometimes. I need time to be with the girls. You need time to socialize with other people. I need time to socialize with other people. So I think for me it's not really a big deal. If we have to go out, it's not always that we have to go out. Sometimes we just need to have our time to ourselves. And then I come, hey babe, community is and that A B C D. You also come and share you get the point. Yeah, so I think for me, it's not all the time that you really, really need to be. Sometimes we just need to give yourself space. This one goes, they socialize, and then socializing, we get to learn, and yeah.
Okay. I think either of the two should not feel entitled to the other person.
No, 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 no.
Okay. Um, Maybe Joyce, what is your like final advice that you
Okay.
can give to the younger ladies out there trying to involve themselves into a relationship
Mm-hmm.
or trying to start dating?
Okay.
What best advice can you give such a one?
Okay. So we're going to start with Let's talk about pupils. Okay, so you say you are in a relationship, you are a pupil. You say you are in a relationship with this guy who is also a pupil. A relationship, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to be doing? You get the point. As a result, you find yourself probably like we were talking about abstinence, you find yourself probably indulging yourselves into things that you are not even supposed to be doing, with a lot of heartbreaks. Okay, so you are in high school, you get in this relationship, probably don't even work, you get into this other relationship and the like. So for the pupils, I would say, come on, wait, your time will come.
Time is coming.
Yeah, your time will come. Your time will come. And then to us ladies, let us not have these very high expectations, a high bar, a high shopping list where, like we mentioned, you want a manager, you want somebody who is like this, you want somebody who is driving, you want, yeah. And also, as we get in relationships, let us get in relationships with good motive and not wrong motives. Motives, a good motive definitely is one that is going to lead you to settlement. So I think basically that is what I would say, especially where dating is concerned. And of course, like we have mentioned about the basic things of trust, make sure that as you are getting into this relationship, you are a trustworthy person, you are an honest person, you have good communications and all that. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Uh, Thank you, Joyce. Thank you very much for sharing the truth
Mm,
with me today.
um,
I believe it's the truth that you gave us.
yeah, definitely. It is.
It's just,
Definitely it
it's
is.
really been a powerful conversation that you've had. And to viewers out there, to listeners out there, I think pay much attention to things that have been said, because I think relationships affect everybody. And so much drama is arising from relationships this time around. And yeah, from our conversation, I think there are a lot of number of things that can help you, can help me too, be in a relationship that can thrive
Oh
in
yeah.
this generation, I would say.
Exactly.
Do you have
Exactly.
any final words, just like say, or
And no one is perfect. We're all thriving to into that. So no one is perfect. So even as somebody gets in a relationship, they shouldn't, you know, look for that person who is perfect. Yeah. So no one is perfect, and let's enjoy our relationships.
that's that's interesting. Anyway, if you feel challenged by our episode, start a conversation. Get back to us. Tell us. We'll still tell you something interesting, or we'll still get back to your comments. So if you feel challenged, or you feel like we've talked much about you, so get to conversate with us, so that next time we can put your questions back on board and still talk about relationships to help you. It's really been a good conversation. I'm so glad that we had you, Joyce.
Super excited that I was here, especially talking about relationships. Yeah, and
Sure.
like I had mentioned, everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants to feel loved. Yeah, so this is how it is.
It's interesting. Big shout out to Kiki's, big shout out to Maja Studio, and big shout out to Big Lou Clothing Store for the great work that they are doing, carrying on this work, making sure that we are going on forward with our podcast. This is the narrative.